Zara looked out of the small window at the stars passing by in streaks of light. Her blue skin glowed softly in the dim lighting of the cargo hold. The metal collar around her neck felt heavy, a constant reminder of her status. Her silver eyes blinked, away tears as her long fingers touched the cold surface of the viewing port. She was alone among strangers heading toward an unknown fate. Her antennae drooped low against her head, showing her sadness in the way of her people. The Lysari, 3 months ago she had been free living in her father's home on the beautiful planet Lisar Prime. Her father Jalorn had been a respected scientist who married Kralva after Zara's mother died. Kralva had never shown kindness to Zara, treating her like a servant, instead of a daughter. When Jalorn died suddenly in a lab accident, Zara discovered the terrible truth. Her stepmother had gambled away their family's wealth, and now needed credits quickly. Zara learned her fate when she overheard Kralva speaking with a Drakari trader. The Drakari were known throughout the galaxy as dealers in living merchandise slaves. They valued exotic species for labor in their mines, or as servants for the wealthy Zaras. Unusual azure skin and graceful movements would bring a high price, Kralva had said. That night guards came to Zara's room. She fought, but they were stronger. They put the collar on her and took her to the Drakari ship. The last thing she saw of her homeworld was Kralva counting credits as the ship door closed the Drakari ship. Blood Moon was large and dirty. The captain Vortak was a tall, gray-skinned being with small eyes and sharp teeth. He inspected Zara like she was an animal, checking her teeth and muscles. 3 other aliens shared the holding area with her. Each wore the same metal collar. Each had a similar story. Family betrayal, poverty, or bad luck had brought them here. Tak, a furry creature with 6 limbs, told Zara stories to pass the time. His people were warriors, but he had been captured. During battle, his family could not pay the ransom, so he was sold. Meal, a small green being with large eyes, had been a student before debt collectors took him, and Rox, a reptilian female, had been sold by her mate when he found another he preferred. We are going to the trading post at Centauri Edge, Tak explained. They sell many slaves there. The buyers come from all over the galaxy. Some are cruel, some are kind. If you are lucky, you will serve in a good house. If not. He did not finish, but his meaning was clear. Zara learned about the trading post during the journey. It sat at the edge of human space. Humans were new to the galactic community, having achieved faster than light travel only 30 cycles ago. They were strange creatures according to the others on the ship. They had no natural defenses, no claws or armor or poison. Yet they had spread quickly through nearby systems, making both friends and enemies. Humans had strange ideas, Tak said. They think all beings should be free. They have outlawed slavery in their territories. This is why the trading post sits at the edge. They want to trade with humans, but humans will not buy slaves. Zara had never met a human, but she had seen images. They looked somewhat like Lysari, except their skin came in shades of brown, pink, and black instead of blue or purple. They had hair on their heads instead of antennae, and their eyes had colored centers with white around them. Unlike the solid silver eyes of Lysari, Vortak came to the holding area one morning. The ship has docked, he announced. We move to auction in 1 hour. You will be cleaned and prepared for viewing. He pointed at Zara. You bring good price maybe to collector who likes blue skin. Rare in this sector. Guards took the 4 slaves to washing stations where cold water sprayed from all directions. Zara shivered as her simple clothes were replaced with a short garment that barely covered her. She felt exposed and afraid, but kept her face calm. The Lysari did not show emotion through facial expressions, only through their antennae. She kept hers flat against her head, hiding her feelings. The trading post was larger than Zara expected, a vast metal structure floating in space with hundreds of ships docked around it. Inside the main hall, species from across the galaxy moved through market stalls, trading goods, telling stories, and making deals. The noise was overwhelming for Zara, whose sensitive antennae could pick up sounds beyond what most species heard. At the far end of the hall stood several raised platforms. The auction blocks. Vortak led his merchandise toward them. Many beings followed, looking at the slaves with cold, calculating eyes. Zara kept her gaze down as she had been instructed. She could feel their stares like physical touches. The hall was crowded with traders from many worlds. Drakari Volturians, Gronax, and others, Zara noticed several tall beings that must be humans. They stood apart from the slave auction areas, looking uncomfortable. Some wore uniforms with patches showing stars and planets. Others wore simple clothes in bright colors. Unlike most species at the trading post, they traveled in mixed gender groups, males and females together. Vortak lined up his slaves beside the auction block. Meal would go first, then Rox, followed by Tak. Zara would be last. The auctioneer, a fat Drakari with jeweled teeth, took his place on the platform. The first auction began. Meal was pushed forward. The auctioneer called out his skills, and attributes bids came quickly from the crowd. A wealthy Volturian merchant won purchasing Meal for household service. Rox went next, sold to a mining company representative. Tak stood proudly as warriors from his own world purchased him, perhaps to ransom him after all. Then it was Zara's turn. Guards pushed her onto the platform. The lights were bright, the crowd loud. Her antennae twitched despite her attempts to control them. The auctioneer grabbed her chin, turning her face for the crowd. To see fine Lissari female, he called. 20 cycles old. Trained in data systems and household management. Good breeding potential. Bidding starts at 5,000 credits. Hands rose in the crowd. Voices called out numbers. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. The bidding moved quickly. Zara kept her eyes down, trying to block out the voices that treated her like an object. She wondered what kind of master she would have. Would they be cruel? Would they beat her? Would they? 10,000 credits, a clear voice called. The crowd went silent. The bid was high. Zara risked looking up. A human female stood at the front of the crowd. Her skin was light brown, her hair dark and short. Her eyes were green with determination. She wore the uniform of a ship crew member with a patch showing a star with trailing light. The human female wins. The auctioneer announced. Any other bids? No. Then sold to the human for 10,000 credits. Guards pulled Zara from the platform, leading her to where the human waited. The transaction was completed quickly. Credit chips exchanged, control codes for Zara's collar transferred. The human received ownership documents, signing them with a flourish. Then she took Zara's arm, gently leading her away from the auction area. When they reached a quiet corridor, the human stopped. My name is Kate Mason, she said. I work on a trading ship. What is your name, Zara? Your property? She replied softly in the trade language all slaves learned. The human Kate made a strange expression. Her mouth turned down. I did not buy you to own you, she said. I bought you to free you. Where I come from, slavery is wrong. She reached for the collar, looking for the control panel. Zara stepped back, confused. No one spent credits to free slaves there. Must be a trick, a test. But Kate pressed her thumb to the collar latch. It beeped once and fell open. Kate caught it before it hit the floor. There, she said. Now you are free. You can go anywhere, do anything. I can help you find transport home if you wish. Zara stared at the human, her antennae rising in surprise. She touched her bare neck, feeling the absence of the collar for the first time in months. Freedom was a concept she barely understood. Why would this stranger help her? What do you want? From me, she asked suspiciously. Nothing. Kate replied. Your freedom is yours, but she paused. If you need work, I think our captain would hire you. Our ship, the Stardust, lost its data specialist last month. We need someone with your skills. We pay fair wages and you would have your own quarters. Zara studied the human. This Kate Mason had kind eyes and spoke with honesty, but trust came slowly to one who had been betrayed. Where is your ship going? She asked. Everywhere. Kate smiled. We are independent traders. We go where the cargo and credits take us. Our next stop is Proxima Station, then the Orion colonies. Then who knows? She held out her hand, a human gesture of agreement. Will you join us at least until you decide what you want to do? Zara hesitated. Then slowly she extended her four-fingered hand and took Kate's five-fingered one. Yes, she said, I will come. Kate led Zara through the trading post toward the docking bays. Zara noticed how other beings moved out of their way, some looking curious at the sight of a human, and Lissari walking together as equals. Kate stopped at a small shop buying clothes. For Zara, simple pants and a shirt with a jacket. The feeling of wearing something without slave markings made Zara stand taller. The Stardust was smaller than the Drakari ship, but cleaner and more welcoming. Its hull was painted white with blue stripes. A loading ramp stood open with crew moving cargo inside. Kate nodded to the workers as she guided Zara aboard. The inside of the ship smelled of metal and cleaning solutions, but also of cooking food and something sweet like flowers. Kate showed Zara to a small cabin with 2 bunks, a desk, and storage compartments. "You can stay here with me until we arrange your own quarters," she said. "We share bathrooms on this deck down the hall." Zara touched the bunk, feeling the soft blanket no one had shown her such kindness since her father died. She looked at Kate. "Why are you helping me?" Kate sat on the other bunk facing Zara. "Humans believe all intelligent beings deserve freedom and dignity," she explained. "Where I come from, Earth slavery was banned hundreds of years ago, though it took too long and too much suffering to reach that point." She looked down at her hands. "When I saw you at that auction, I couldn't walk away. I had savings I could help, so I did." This concept was new to Zara, on Lysar. And most planets she knew of, the strong controlled the weak. Those with power used those without. It was the way of things. Yet here was this human from a strange world, speaking of freedom as a right for all. Kate stood. "We should meet the captain," she said. "She needs to approve new crew captain." Lily Reeves was tall with dark skin and short curly hair. She stood in the ship's command center studying display screens. When Kate entered with Zara, she turned with a raised eyebrow. "Mason, you're late, and you brought a friend." Kate explained how she had found Zara at the auction and freed her. She described Zara's skills with data systems and asked if the Stardust could use another crew member. Lily listened, then looked at Zara. "You understand our ship systems?" she asked. Zara nodded. "On my world, I was training in systems analysis before." She stopped, not wanting to speak of her father's death and what followed. "You can work?" Lily asked directly. "You won't cause trouble? No vengeful owners coming to claim you?" "No," Zara replied. "My papers show legal transfer and release." She had reviewed them carefully. The documents Kate signed included Freedom Certification recognized by the Interspecies Alliance. Lily nodded. "We lost our data specialist last month to a research vessel. Been struggling since the pay is standard for crew share of profits when we have them. 1-month trial period." Zara looked at Kate, who nodded encouragingly. "I accept," she said. "Good." Lily replied. "Show her the systems Kate get." Her settled were leaving in 2 hours. She turned back to her screens, dismissing them. Kate gave Zara a tour of the ship. The Stardust had 10 crew members, 8 humans, 1 Raxian engineer, and now Zara. Kate introduced her to everyone they met. The crew seemed curious but friendly. The data center was smaller than what Zara was used to, but the systems were familiar. She quickly understood the ship's trading operations, legal cargo mostly with occasional items that avoided certain taxes. By the time the Stardust left the trading post, Zara had changed into her new clothes, eaten a meal in the crew mess, and begun learning the ship systems. Kate stayed close, answering questions, showing her how things worked on a human vessel. That night, lying in her bunk, Zara watched Kate sleep in the dim light. The human female had soft features and made small noises as she dreamed. Zara wondered what kind of dreams humans had. Did they dream of stars and distant worlds as Lysari did? Or did they dream of their home planet with its oceans and wide skies? The next weeks passed quickly. Zara learned the Stardust systems, mastered the trade routes, and began to understand human customs. Kate showed exceptional patience, explaining idioms, jokes, and traditions. Zara found humans fascinating. They laughed often, touched each other casually, and spoke their thoughts freely, all things rare among the formal Lysari. The crew accepted Zara, treating her as an equal, asking her opinions, including her in meals and games. The concept of payment for work, rather than service to avoid punishment, was novel. Credits accumulated in her account, representing something profound: choice. She could leave at any port, buy her own transport, return home, or go anywhere in the galaxy. She stayed because she wanted to, not because she must. Kate became her closest friend. They shared the cabin, ate together, and spent free time exploring ports when the Stardust docked. Kate taught Zara human card games, music, and stories. Zara shared Lysari star maps, meditation techniques, and history. "We are reaching Proxima Station. Kate said one morning as they prepared for their shift. The first human colony beyond our solar system. It's beautiful. The station appeared on view screens as they approached a massive ring structure rotating slowly with lights glowing along its surface. Ships of all sizes docked at the outer edge. Zara had never seen so many human vessels in one place. After docking, Kate took Zara exploring the station. Markets were filled with goods from Earth and nearby systems, foods, clothing, technology, art. Kate bought sweet frozen cream called ice cream for them to share. Zara found the cold sensation strange, but pleasant, especially the flavor called chocolate. They watched Earth entertainment in a viewing hall, laughing at the antics of performers. Kate explained the humor when Zara didn't understand. They visited gardens where plants from Earth grew in carefully controlled environments. The colors and scents amazed Zara, whose world had mostly blue and purple vegetation. That night they sat in a station cafe drinking beverages Kate called coffee. Zara with sweetener added as the bitter taste was too strong. Otherwise, humans nearby talked and laughed. The atmosphere felt relaxed. Safe Kate smiled, watching Zara's antennae move with interest as she observed everything. Different from the Drakari ship? Yes, Zara nodded. Everything is different. Here no one looks at me as property. They see me. As she paused, searching for the word a person. Kate finished. Just another person exploring the station, living her life. Yes, Zara agreed. On my world. Even before I was sold, others saw me as my father's daughter or a student or female. Not simply as myself. Kate reached across the table, touching Zara's hand briefly. I see you, she said. You are Zara. Not Lisari. Not former slave, not data specialist. Just Zara. A person. I am glad to know. The warmth in Kate's voice made Zara's antennae curl forward in pleasure, a response. Her people reserved for moments of happiness. She had not felt such happiness since before her father's death. The Stardust stayed at Proxima Station for 5 days, loading cargo for the Orion colonies. Zara worked efficiently, managing inventory tracking, shipments, updating route information. The crew commented on how quickly systems ran with her improvements. Captain Lily nodded approval when reviewing her work. On the 6th day they departed. Kate and Zara watched from the observation lounge as the station grew smaller behind them. The ship would travel for 2 weeks before reaching the next port. Zara found she looked forward to the journey. Time on the ship meant time with Kate, learning more about humans and their ways. That evening, in their cabin, Kate asked Zara about her home. What was your life like before? She asked carefully. Zara sat on her bunk facing Kate. My father was a scientist. She began. He studied star formation. Our home was near the capital city. I was studying systems analysis, following his path, though not exactly. My mother died when I was young. I barely remember her. He married Crave when I was 10. She wanted his position, his connections. She never wanted me. Kate listened as Zara told her story. The laboratory accident that killed her father. The discovery that Crave had gambled away their resources. The night the guards came. The Drakari ship. The auction. Kate reached for Zara's hand when her voice faltered. You are safe now, Kate said. No one will sell you again. I promise. Zara looked at their joined hands. Kate had 5 fingers to her 4. The human skin was warm against her cooler blue skin. Strange how 2 beings from different worlds could sit together like this. Sharing stories, finding connection later. As ship lights dimmed for night cycle, Zara watched Kate prepare for sleep. The human brushed her hair, cleaned her teeth, changed into sleep clothes. All simple actions, yet fascinating in their difference from Lisari customs. Zara realized she was happy, truly happy for the first time in many months, perhaps in years. She belonged here among these humans on this ship with Kate. This feeling was new and precious. She would protect it, learn from it, see where it led. 1 year passed since Zara joined the Stardust. The ship traveled between human colonies, alien outposts, and trading stations, carrying cargo, establishing routes, and building connections. The crew became her family. Kate became her heart. Together, they shared adventures, discoveries, and quiet moments that made life meaningful. Zara's foundation on Lisar grew in influence. helping former slaves reclaim their lives, educating citizens about alliance laws, challenging old practices. Quarterly reports showed progress slow but steady. Crave served her rehabilitation sentence learning new ways of thinking. Her bitterness remained, but her power was gone. Captain Lily promoted Zara to Senior Data Officer, giving her more responsibilities and increased share of profits. Kate continued as engineering specialist, their complementary skills making the ship run more efficiently than ever. The crew accepted their relationship, some even seeking advice for their own interspecies, friendships, and romances. Zara and Kate became known as pioneers, proving love could bridge the differences between worlds. They discussed their future during long journeys between stars. Kate spoke of Earth, her home planet with its blue oceans, vast forests, and crowded cities. She described her family, who sent messages supporting her happiness, though they had never met a Lisari before. Zara shared memories of her childhood, the good ones before her father died, and everything changed. They dreamed together, imagining where they might settle someday. Perhaps we could have our own ship someday, Kate suggested as they lay together in their now shared quarters. Smaller than the Stardust. Just for us to explore on our own. Zara liked this idea. Freedom to choose their course, to discover new worlds together. It seemed perfect. Their favorite port became New Harmony, a colony established jointly by humans and 5 alien species. The settlement promoted cooperation, equality, and cultural exchange. Buildings reflected diverse architectural styles. Foods from many worlds filled the markets. Art, music, and ideas flowed freely between different beings. There they felt most at home, both different yet both welcomed. During their third visit to New Harmony, Kate took Zara to the central garden where plants from dozens of worlds grew together in carefully maintained environments. The blue flowers of Lizar bloomed beside red roses from Earth. Kate seemed nervous, checking her pocket, frequently looking around as if searching for something. Is everything okay? Zara asked, her antennae raised in question. Perfect, Kate replied. Just perfect. She led Zara to a quiet alcove where a small fountain played music as water droplets fell in patterns. This spot, she said, stopping to face Zara. The garden was beautiful, sunlight filtering through translucent panels above, casting rainbow patterns on the path. Birds from various worlds sang in the trees, their melodies blending in strange harmony. Kate took both Zara's hands in hers, looking into her silver eyes with intensity. I want to ask you something important, she said. Her voice sounded different, serious yet joyful. Zara waited, her antennae curling forward, showing her interest and affection. On Earth, and now on many worlds, Kate began. People who love each other sometimes make formal commitments, a promise to stay together, to build a life as partners. She reached into her pocket, removing a small box. She opened it, revealing a ring with a blue stone that matched Zara's skin perfectly. I love you, Zara. I want to spend my life with you, exploring the stars, building something beautiful. Will you marry me? Zara knew of this human custom. Kate had explained it months ago. The concept existed on Lisar too, though in different form, the joining of lives, the promise of forever. She looked at the ring, then at Kate's hopeful face. Her antennae curled tightly in the expression of deepest love. Yes, she whispered. Yes, I will marry you. Kate slipped the ring onto Zara's finger, the metal cool against her blue skin. Then she pulled Zara close, kissing her deeply. Their different worlds, different biologies, different histories all fell away, leaving only two beings who had found each other across the stars. They were married 3 months later on New Harmony. Captain Lily performed the ceremony, combining human and Lisari traditions. The crew attended along with friends made during their travels. Even a representative from Zara's foundation came, bearing gifts and well wishes from those shed helped. The ceremony took place in the same garden where Kate had proposed. Kate wore a formal uniform with colors of earth blue and green. Zara wore traditional Lisari robes in silver and azure. They spoke vows in both languages, promising to honor, protect, and love each other through whatever adventures awaited them. The celebration afterward included foods, music, and customs from both worlds and several others. Captain Lily raised a toast to Zara and Kate. She said, Two beings who prove that freedom and love can change the universe. May your journey together be long and wonderful. That night in their private room at New Harmony's finest guest house, Kate held Zara close. "My wife," she said, testing the word. "My wife." Zara repeated the human term, feeling its rightness. Her antennae brushed against Kate's face in the Lysari gesture of deepest intimacy. "Did you ever imagine when you came to that trading post that you would find me?" Kate smiled. "I was looking for engine parts," she said. "I found the other half of my heart." 2 years after their wedding, Kate and Zara purchased their own ship, a small, fast vessel designed for independent traders. They named it Starpath. Its hull bore the colors of both their worlds, Earth blue and Lysari azure. Captain Lily blessed their venture, sad to lose valued crew members, but happy for their new beginning. The Starpath specialized in diplomatic transport, carrying representatives between worlds, facilitating communication, understanding. Kate handled operations and engineering. Zara managed communications and navigation. Together, they built a reputation for reliability, discretion, and cultural sensitivity. Their unique partnership made them ideal for bridging differences between species, helping others find common ground. They established a home base on New Harmony, a small apartment filled with treasures from their travels. But they spent most of their time among the stars, going wherever opportunity or interest took them. Each journey brought new discoveries, new friends, new understanding of the vast universe they shared. On the 5th anniversary of Zara's freedom, they made a special journey to Lysar. Her foundation had grown influential, changing laws and attitudes across her homeworld. The invitation to speak at the Central University came as a surprise, but Zara accepted, feeling it was time to revisit her past, now that her future was secure. Kate stood beside her as she addressed the gathering of students, officials, and citizens. Her speech focused on freedom, dignity, and the power of connection across differences. She spoke of her experiences, both painful and joyful. She thanked those who had helped change Lysari society, and those who continued the work afterward. A young, Lysari female approached them, her blue skin darker than Zara's, her silver eyes wide with wonder. "Your story inspired me," she said. "I am studying interspecies law because of you. I want to help others find justice." Zara felt Kate squeeze her hand proudly. This was their true legacy. Not just their love, but the changes it inspired in others. The ripples spreading outward, touching lives they would never know. That evening, they visited the memorial garden where Zara's father was honored. Jalorn had been a respected scientist, his work continuing through students and colleagues. Zara placed flowers at his marker, telling him silently of her journey, her happiness. "I found my way, Father." She thought, "I found love, freedom, purpose." Later, as Starpath lifted from Lysari space, setting course for their next destination, Kate found Zara in the observation lounge, looking back at her homeworld. "Regrets?" Kate asked softly. Zara shook her head. "No," she said, turning to her wife. "Everything that happened brought me here to you. To this life I would change nothing." They watched together as Lysar faded to a silver-blue point of light, then vanished among the stars. The ship hummed around them, their home among the endless cosmos. Their path stretched before them, unknown, exciting, full of possibility. In quiet moments during long journeys, Zara sometimes thought about the strange turns of fate that shaped her life, how her stepmother selling her had ultimately led to freedom and happiness, how meeting Kate had changed everything, how love had transcended the differences between their worlds. Life in space brought challenges, dangers, and hardships. They faced pirate attacks, equipment failures, diplomatic tensions, and cultural misunderstandings. They weathered each storm together, growing stronger with each test, finding solutions that combined the best of their different perspectives. The Starpath became known in ports across the sector, welcome anywhere they traveled. Their reputation grew as mediators, translators, and transporters trusted by many species. As years passed, they modified their ship, adding comforts, technologies, and mementos of their adventures. Some evenings they would sit in the small garden area they created aboard, surrounded by Plants from both their worlds and others discovered during their travels. They would share stories, plan journeys, or simply enjoy each other's presence. Kate would run her fingers gently along Zara's antennae. Zara would trace the lines of Kate's face, memorizing every detail, both marveling at how different they were, how perfectly they fit together. "Do you remember the day we met?" Kate would sometimes ask. "What you thought when this strange human bought your freedom?" "I thought you were crazy," Zara would answer honestly. "Or that you wanted something from me. No one does something for nothing, and now..." The Stardust departed Tau Ceti on schedule, setting course for the edge of Lissari space. Zara spent days considering her options. Kate supported her, asking no questions, making no demands, just offering her presence and occasional advice when asked. The crew noticed their closeness but accepted it without comment. Interspecies relationships were uncommon but not unknown, especially among space travelers who regularly encountered diverse beings. After much thought, Zara decided to file charges against Cralva. "What happened to me should not happen to others," she told Kate one evening as they sat in the observation lounge watching stars streak past. "The practice of selling. People must end on my world, as it did on yours." Kate squeezed her hand. "I am proud of you," she said. "It takes courage to face those who hurt you." "Courage or love?" Zara mused. "Perhaps both." Captain Lily called them to the command center as the ship approached Lissari territory. "We will reach the border checkpoint in 6 hours, she informed them. "Do you still want to proceed with contacting Lissari authorities?" "Yes," Zara confirmed. She stood straighter, her antennae high, showing determination. "I wish to file formal charges against Cralva of House Merak for illegal enslavement and property theft." Lily nodded. "Good. We have prepared the documents showing your legal freedom and purchase records. Also, evidence of the Drakari transaction. Communications officer will contact the border station when we arrive." When they reached Lissari space, the silver and blue border station appeared on view screens. Its elegant spiral design reflected Lissari aesthetics. The communications officer established contact, requesting permission to approach. The Lissari officer who responded looked surprised to see a human ship. His surprise increased when he saw Zara standing beside Captain Lily. "This is unusual," he stated. "The Stardust is granted approach clearance." Docking Bay 4. "Security will meet you." Kate accompanied Zara to the airlock as the Stardust connected with the station. "I'll come with you," she offered. Zara touched her face gently. "No," she said. "I must do this alone as a Lissari citizen. You have helped me find my strength. Now I must use it." But she kissed Kate before the door opened, a human gesture she had come to enjoy. 3 Lissari security officers waited in the docking area. Their antennae twitched with curiosity at the sight of Zara. Her clothing was human style, her posture confident, unlike the typical deference expected of Lissari females. The lead officer, a tall male with purple skin, addressed her formally. "You wish to file charges against a Lissari citizen?" he stated. "Yes." Zara confirmed. "I am Zara, daughter of Jalorn once of House Merak. I bring charges against Cralva, who sold me illegally into slavery following my father's death." The officers exchanged glances. "Such accusations are serious," one said. "You have evidence?" Captain Lily provided the documents. The officers reviewed them with careful attention. Their antennae moved in patterns showing surprise and concern. "This will require investigation," the lead officer finally said. "The accused must respond. You will need to remain on the station until proceedings begin." "I understand," Zara replied. "But I request my human companion be permitted to stay with me." The officers seemed uncomfortable, but agreed. Kate was allowed to join Zara in guest quarters on the station, while the Stardust continued its delivery schedule with plans to return in 10 days. The quarters were sparse but comfortable, decorated in traditional Lissari style with meditation cushions and star charts on the walls. Kate looked around with interest. "This is how you lived before?" "Not exactly," Zara explained. "My father's house was larger, more personal, but the style is similar." She showed Kate how to use the facilities, explaining Lycery customs for eating, bathing, and sleeping. Kate listened attentively, respecting the different ways. That evening, a senior official visited them. Their name was Tala, her skin deep indigo marking her as from the northern continent. She reviewed Zara's case with formal precision. Enslaving a citizen has been technically illegal since we joined the Interspecies Alliance. She explained, though, the law has rarely been enforced. The treaty clearly forbids it, but traditional practices change slowly. She studied Zara. Your case is unusual. A formal hearing is scheduled for tomorrow. Kralva has been notified and is traveling here. Will she be punished? Zara asked. If evidence supports your claim, yes. Tala replied. Rehabilitation and restitution are standard penalties. Our world changes slowly, but it changes. After Tala left, Kate held Zara close. You okay? Zara nestled against her. It feels strange to be among my people again. Yet I feel different now. Changed. She touched Kate's face. I see through new eyes because of you. The hearing took place in a circular chamber with 7 officials seated at a curved table. Zara stood before them, Kate behind her for support. A small audience watched, including several humans from the diplomatic office, curious about this unprecedented case. Kralva entered last. Her lavender skin had faded, her once proud antennae drooping with age and stress. She glared at Zara with undisguised hatred. Her gaze shifted to Kate with disgust. The lead official began the proceedings. Zara told her story in clear, precise Lycery. The records from the trading post were displayed, showing Kralva's signature on the sale documents. The Drakari captain's statement confirmed payment had gone to her. Zara's freedom papers, signed by Kate, were examined. Kralva was permitted to speak. She claimed Zara had agreed to the arrangement to settle family debts. She spoke of tradition duty, the right of family leaders to make decisions for dependents. Her voice grew shrill as she pointed at Kate and the human diplomatic staff. These outsiders bring their strange ideas to our world, she accused. They corrupt our traditions with talk of rights and freedom. They turn children against parents, females against proper authority. She glared at Zara. You disgrace our people with your human mate. The officials listened without visible reaction. When Kralva finished, they conferred quietly. Their antennae moved in complex patterns as they discussed the case. Finally, the lead official addressed the chamber. The evidence supports the charges. She announced Kralva of House Merrick did knowingly and willfully sell a citizen into slavery, violating treaty regulations adopted by Lysar 5 cycles ago. Lycery law now aligns with interspecies standards. Her voice grew stronger. This case will serve as precedent for our world. The penalty is rehabilitation for 2 cycles and full restitution of all property and assets taken from the victim. Kralva shrieked in protest, but guards moved forward, escorting her from the chamber. Her final words echoed. You are no longer Lysari. You are human. Now, when the chamber quieted, the lead official addressed Zara directly. You may reclaim your family property. All assets of House Merrick returned to you as Jaylorn's heir. Documents will be prepared. Will you be staying on? Lysar. Zara looked at Kate, then back at the officials. No, she answered. I have found my place elsewhere. But I will establish a foundation with these assets to help others who have been sold, to educate our people about the new laws, to create change. The official nodded approval as murmurs spread through the audience. This unusual solution pleased many, even some traditionalists impressed by Zara's dignity and wisdom. Later in their quarters, Kate hugged Zara tightly. You were amazing, she said. So strong, so clear. No one could doubt you. Zara relaxed, and Kate's embrace. Justice feels different than I expected, she admitted. Not like victory, more like healing, like closing a wound, so new skin can grow over the next 3 days. Zara worked with Lycery legal experts, establishing the foundation, arranging for management of her reclaimed property. She visited her father's house once, collecting a few personal items, photos of her parents, her father's research journals, childhood treasures. The house felt smaller than she remembered, empty of the love that once filled it. "I won't return here," she told Kate as they left. "The past is important, but it is past. My future lies elsewhere. With you. With the stars." Kate kissed her, understanding perfectly. When the Stardust returned, Captain Lily was surprised by the attention the case had received. Lysari, news services reported the story. Some called it an attack on tradition. Others praised it as progress. The Human Diplomatic Office noted increased interest in alliance regulations, particularly those concerning personal rights. "Are you ready to leave?" Lily asked when they boarded. Zara looked back at the station at the silver-blue world beyond, visible through viewing ports. The place of her birth. Her first home. Now a memory, not a destination. "Yes, Captain." She answered, "I am ready," as the ship departed. Lysari Space. Zara stood with Kate in the observation lounge. The stars stretched into lines of light as the engines engaged. Kate held her close, their bodies fitting together despite different origins. "Where to now?" Kate asked. "Everywhere," Zara replied. Her antennae curled in the expression of love she knew Kate recognized. "The universe is changing. Because of humans. Because of you." Kate smiled. "Not just us. Because beings like you are brave enough to believe in freedom. Once you see it, we just opened the door you walk through." Zara turned in her arms, looking not at the past but the future. A future where love across species, across worlds, changed the galaxy one heart at a time. 3 months passed quickly aboard the Stardust. The ship visited 6 trading ports, delivering cargo, taking on new shipments, and making profitable exchanges. Captain Lily seemed pleased with the crew's performance, especially Zara's work with the data systems. Zara received her full share of profits, learning to manage her credits, saving some, spending others on items she chose herself. The simple freedom to decide how to use her earnings still felt like a miracle. Kate and Zara grew closer. Each day their shared cabin became a home filled with small treasures collected from different ports. Books from Earth, art from colony worlds, and star charts from systems Zara knew. They talked late into night cycles, sharing stories, dreams, and questions. Kate explained human customs while Zara described Lysari traditions. They discovered differences and similarities between their species. Humans show emotion through facial expressions and touch. Kate explained one evening. They were sitting on Kate's bunk looking at pictures from Earth. "Your people use your antennae, right?" "Yes," Zara agreed. "Our faces remain mostly still, but our antennae show what we feel." She demonstrated, moving her long blue feelers in different positions. Forward for interest, up for surprise, flat for sadness, curled for happiness or affection. Kate watched, fascinated. "So when you curl them like that," she pointed as Zara's antennae curled slightly, "it means you are happy." "Happy." "Yes," Zara said. "But also, sometimes it means more." She stopped, uncertain how to explain the nuance among her people. Such curling often indicated attraction to another. "What more?" Kate asked. Leaning closer, Zara hesitated. The concept of romantic love was different among humans and Lysari. On her world, practical arrangements were more common than emotional attachments. Feelings were private, not discussed openly, yet Kate was her friend. Perhaps she would understand. "It can mean attraction," she explained. "When we find another pleasing, when we wish to be closer." Kate looked at Zara's antennae, which had curled forward without her conscious control. "Oh," she said softly. "Like this." Her hand reached up slowly, giving Zara time to move away if desired. Then gently she touched one of the sensitive feelers. The sensation sent warmth through Zara's body. Such touching was intimate among her people, allowed only between family or very close companions. She did not pull away. Instead, her antennae curled more tightly in response. They sat quietly, neither speaking. The moment stretched between them, new and fragile. Finally, Kate lowered her hand. "I should learn more about Lysari customs," she said, her voice different than before. "So I don't make mistakes." "Yes," Zara agreed. "And I should learn more about humans." Stardust received new orders the next day. A delivery to Tau City, then back toward Earth space. The ship would pass near Lisari territory, Kate mentioned as they reviewed the course. Does that bother you? She asked, watching Zara carefully. Would you like to return home? Zara considered the question. Home was no longer the planet of her birth. That place held only painful memories of betrayal and loss. The stardust felt more like home now. These humans more like family. No, she answered. This is where I belong. Now she looked at Kate, wondering if the human understood what she meant. Kate's smile suggested she did. The journey to Tau Ceti was interrupted when sensors detected a distress signal from a small mining outpost. The captain diverted their course to investigate. The stardust found a settlement struggling with failing life support systems and dwindling supplies. Captain Lily ordered the crew to assist. Zara worked with the outpost systems, linking them to stardust power until repairs could be made. Kate helped the engineers fix equipment. Other crew distributed medical supplies and food to the grateful miners. For 3 days, they worked until the outpost was stable again. On the final evening, the miners held a celebration, thanking. The stardust crew music filled the common area. Food and drinks were shared. The miners, mostly humans with a few aliens mixed in, welcomed their saviors as heroes. Zara watched from a quiet corner as Kate danced with others. Her human moved with grace and energy, laughing as she followed the music. Her dark hair shone in the lights, her green eyes bright with happiness. Zara realized she was thinking of Kate as her human, and the thought both surprised and pleased her. A male miner approached Kate, offering her a drink. She accepted, talking with him animatedly. He stood close to her, touching her arm as they spoke. Something uncomfortable twisted in Zara's chest. Her antennae flattened without her conscious control. Jealousy was rare among Lisari, who valued calm, logical thought over emotional responses. Yet Zara could not deny the feeling. She watched Kate and the miner, her discomfort growing. Then Kate looked across the room, meeting Zara's eyes. She said something to the man, then walked away, coming directly to where Zara stood. Are you enjoying the celebration? Kate asked, her voice warm. It is interesting, Zara replied. My people rarely have such gatherings. Kate smiled, taking Zara's hand. Come dance with me. Dance, I do not know how. I'll teach you, it's easy. Before Zara could protest further, Kate led her to the area where others moved to the music. Kate placed one of Zara's hands on her shoulder, kept hold of the other, and put her own hand at Zara's waist. Just follow me, she said. Stepping slowly to the rhythm, Zara followed Kate's movements, feeling awkward at first. Then the pattern became clear. The music flowed through them, connecting their steps, creating harmony between different beings. The sensation was pleasant. Kate held her closer, than necessary perhaps, but Zara did not mind. The miners watched with curiosity, seeing a human and Lisari dance together, but their looks held no judgment. Only interest. Later, as they walked back to the stardust, through the mining tunnel, Kate kept hold of Zara's hand. That was fun. She said we should dance more often. Zara agreed, though dancing was not a Lisari custom. With Kate, it had felt right. Natural. As many things did. Despite their differences, that night in their cabin, Kate sat beside Zara. On her bunk, closer than usual. I want to ask you something, she said. Her voice sounded nervous, unusual for the confident human. What is it? Zara asked, her antennae moving forward with interest. On Earth, when people grow close, they sometimes form special bonds. Kate began. Partnerships based on mutual care and attraction. She paused, looking at her hands, then back at Zara. I care for you, as more than a friend. I think about you all the time. When we are apart, I miss you. When we are together, I feel happy. Zara listened, her antennae curling tightly in response to Kate's words. Among her people, such declarations were rare. Feelings were shown through actions, not words, yet she understood what Kate was saying. I feel the same, she admitted. My antennae show it. When I'm with you, they curl this way. Her feelers demonstrated curving toward Kate. It means attraction. Deep affection. What humans might call Love, Kate finished. The word hung between them. Yes, Zara agreed. Love, Kate moved closer, her hand gently touching Zara's face. On Earth, we have ways to show such feelings, she whispered. May I show you, Zara? Nodded, not trusting herself to speak. Kate leaned forward slowly, pressing her lips to Zara's in the human gesture called a kiss. The sensation was strange at first, then pleasant, then wonderful. Zara had seen humans kiss, but experiencing it was entirely different. Her hands found Kate's shoulders, steadying herself as unfamiliar feelings washed through her. When they separated, Kate was smiling. Was that okay? She asked. Zara touched her lips, feeling where Kate's had been. Yes, she said, it was very okay. She reached for Kate, wanting to try again. That night they talked for hours, lying side by side on Kate's bunk. Kate explained human relationships, partnerships, marriage, families. Zara shared Lisari customs so different, yet with similar purposes. Both sought connection, understanding, belonging. They discovered they wanted the same things, despite coming from worlds light years apart. In the morning they entered the command center together. Captain Lily noticed something had changed between them. Her knowing smile suggested she approved. The Stardust lifted off, resuming course to Tau Ceti. Zara took her position at the data console. Kate went to engineering. But throughout the day they found excuses to pass each other, touch briefly, share glances that held new meaning. Tau Ceti colony welcomed the Stardust with standard docking procedures. The crew spent 3 days delivering cargo, loading new shipments, and enjoying the colonial city. Kate and Zara explored together, now openly holding hands. Kate bought Zara a necklace with a small blue stone that matched her skin. Zara found Earth books for Kate, tales of adventure and discovery. We are becoming a couple, Kate said as they walked through a park area where plants from many worlds grew together, creating something new from different origins. Like these gardens, Zara observed, where Earth plants grow beside those from other worlds, each keeping its nature yet finding harmony together. Exactly. Kate squeezed her hand, then stopped, suddenly looking serious. Zara, I need to tell you something. After Tau Ceti, we are scheduled to pass near Lisari space. Captain Lily has agreed, if you wish to report what happened to you. We could contact Lisari authorities about your stepmother. What she did was illegal under interspecies alliance treaties. Zara had not considered this possibility. Justice for Kralva's crimes had seemed impossible, beyond reach. Now Kate offered it as a choice. Another freedom. Another decision she could make for herself. I will consider it, she said, uncertain how she felt about returning to Lisari space even briefly. The thought of seeing Kralva again filled her with unease, but the thought of Kate beside her gave her strength. Whatever you decide, Kate promised, I'll be with you. Zara believed her.